Hello and welcome back. I know a couple of you tried my class and tell me that some of you cannot get this, some of you cannot get that. It's totally fine if you cannot do some poses. So just feel for what can you do in that particular pose. For example, just getting a hamstring stretch in one particular pose is good enough. You don't need to do the full pose to experience the whole thing. Work on where you need to work on instead of feeling for, you know, trying to bend yourself in ways that causes your body to go into pain. So, Jack, if you're watching this, don't go into pain anymore. So, pain is a good indication that your body is not ready for the pose. So, if you're bending in some direction and it causes you pain, back out from that direction. You need to learn how to stay pain free in your yoga poses. If not, your yoga journey is going to be very short because you are going to get injured, and then you are going to just not being able to do yoga anymore. So longevity is the key here. I also want to say hi to a couple of people like Jane, Andy Lau, Brandon. Thanks for taking my class. Alright, now let's start today's class. Close your eyes and sit up tall. Our class today is about powering up your spirit. So what I mean by that is about making conscious choice of what brightens you up. So make choices that gives you that joyful feeling inside, that cheerfulness. For example, when I meet a yoga pose that I cannot do I go into the thoughts of, oh my god, I'm not flexible enough, I'm not going to be able to do this in my lifetime this time around? Or you can make a choice of, I'm making tiny improvement today, so I'll continue to make improvement when I come onto the mat every single day. So that is a way that you can work with to brighten yourself up. Make choices that brighten the spirit and don't dim it. So when we dim the spirit, what happens is we become very dull. We become very down. So when that happens, a lot of negative emotions will start to seep in, and it will grow, because where you focus your energy is where things will grow. So make that choice today throughout this whole class. It's going to be a short practice as well. Alright. Let's come into a seated side bend with your left leg straight, right foot towards your groin, or fold it back into a half hero, depending on your flexibility you have for today. Reach your right arm up. I still can't get over this thing about right arm, left arm, even when I'm on camera right now. So take a deep inhale down into your side ribs. Feel the expansion on the side of your ribs. Exhale, draw front ribs down. Hold the front ribs there. Keep the front ribs drop down. Take a deep inhale, spread your ribs 360. Hold the breath. Come towards your side bend as much as your whole breath allows you, and keep your body there. And exhale, put left hand down onto the ground and reach out with your arms. Now the reason why I ask you to do that, to hold the breath before and move into the pose, is because you want to know where your working range is. When we hold the breath and breathing down with full diaphragmatic breath, that means you breathed with all the diaphragms moving towards the side, front and back. What you're what you are doing to the center of your core is you are holding something called the IAP, intra-abdominal pressure. So that allows you to find your working range when you come into poses. And it's pain-free. I promise you that. Relax left ear towards left shoulder, coming into a neck release. Move the top arms by the side of your ribcage, stretching the arms up and away from your ear. Take deep inhale down into the side of your neck. Exhale, pull the arms away from your ear, the ear away from the arm. Feeling for the stretch at the back of your neck, all the way down to the top of the shoulder. Release, use your floating hand to pull the torso back up, relaxing your neck here. Then use left hand to cradle the head up. Switch over towards the other side. Remember, left foot can be towards the groin or into a half hero depending on the flexibility that you have. Take deep inhale down into side ribs. Exhale, draw front ribs down and keep front ribs drawn down. Huge inhale, spread your ribs sideways, front and back. Hold the breath. Move into your side bend just as much as where your holding of the breath allows you to go. Let the body stay there, then don't go any deeper from here. Exhale, reach the top arms overhead. So if you need to find out where your working range is, use the IAP breath that I just talked about to move into poses that is the extreme that your body allows you to go at that particular point of time without going into injury. Coming into neck release, release the right ear down towards right shoulder. And inhale, top arm goes by the side of your body, reaching away from your shoulder. Exhale, relaxing neck. Using the floating hand to pull your torso back up, relaxing the neck here, then use your hands to cradle the head up. Come down onto your back for elbow to knee. Clasp hands behind the head, feet in 90. Point your elbows up towards the sky, and then listen carefully here. Take a deep inhale, lift head and shoulders up. Hold the breath. Press lower back down, scoop tailbone up. Feel for your lower butt lifting off the ground and your lower belly turning on. Exhale, reach both elbows towards left thigh. Right foot straight up skywards. Pull belly down. So if you have watched my video before, pulling belly down feels like you're in front of a mirror and you want to look super slim. But if you're as slim as Andy, who's my friend out there, he looks like a stick inside, by the way. So pull belly down. You don't need to pull belly down. No, I'm just joking. Inhale back to center. Hold the breath. Press lower back down. Scoop tailbone up. Exhale. Both elbows towards right thigh. Left foot straight up skywards. Pull belly down. Inhale. Come back to the center. Hold the breath. Press lower back down. Scoop tailbone up. Exhale. Both elbows left thigh. Right foot straight up skywards. Pull belly down. Huge inhale back to center. Hold the breath. Press lower back down. Scoop tailbone up. Exhale. Both elbows right thigh. Left foot straight up skywards. Pull belly down. Huge inhale back to center. Hold the breath, press low back down, scoop tailbone up. Exhale, both elbows left high, right foot straight up skywards. Pull belly down. Huge inhale back to center. Hold the breath, press low back down, scoop tailbone. Exhale, both elbows right high, left foot straight up skywards. Pull belly down towards spine. Inhale back to center. Hold the breath. Press lower back down. Scoop tailbone out. Exhale, both elbows left high, right foot straight up skywards. Pull belly down towards spine. Huge inhale. Left foot. Use your left hand, grab left foot and put it towards the inside of your right thigh. Exhale. Press foot into thigh, thigh into foot. Traction thigh bone away and up. Pull belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, press low back down, scoop tailbone up. Exhale, both elbows towards right thigh, left foot straight up skywards. Pull belly down. Huge inhale, right hand, grab right foot. Put right foot inside of your left thigh. Exhale, press right foot into thigh, thigh into foot. Traction the thighs up skywards. Pull belly down towards spine. Inhale back to center. Hold the breath, press lower back down, scoop tailbone up. Exhale, both elbows left thigh, right foot straight up skywards. Pull belly down. Huge inhale, left foot towards right inner thigh. Exhale, press foot into thigh, thigh into foot. Traction up skywards. Pull belly down towards spine. Inhale back to center. Hold the breath, press low back down, scoop tailbone up. Exhale, both elbows right thigh, left foot straight up skywards. Pull belly down. Now inhale, right foot to left inner thigh. Exhale, press foot into thigh, thigh into foot. Lift thigh bone up skywards and pull belly down. Inhale back to center, head down, feet down. Roll over to your left. And use your hands to pick yourself back up with a relaxed neck. Once you sit up all the way, then use left hand to cradle your head out. Alright, come down into dolphin. We're coming into dolphin shrugs again for today. So come down into elbows and your knees. Shoulder injury people, you're not doing dolphin shrugs, but you're doing hand claps in front of you. Alright? The rest of us, measure the bicep distance, measure the arm distance by grabbing your bicep. Then parallel the arms in front of you. Take a deep inhale, lift upper back, grab the armpit, turn on your chest. Exhale, straighten up your legs, relaxing your head down. Now, people who are not strong enough to go into dolphin shrugs. Actually, no, let's do this together. Come up onto your left palm and move the left palm to the middle of the mat. Continue moving left palm towards the left foot, left ankle, and grab onto the ankle. Ground the heels down and pick the right foot up. Now for those of us who are not doing this, you can be down or here, just grabbing onto the ankle. Or your hands can be down onto the ground, depending on how strong you are here. The rest of us come up. Release right foot down. Reset your hands. Come down onto your knees. Grab hold of opposite bicep, measure the distance between your arms. People who are not doing that and you are clasping your hands together, stay in dolphin for the other side while we go on towards the other side. So once you are ready, come out into dolphin. Come out onto right palm, moving right palm to the middle of the mat. Right palm moving towards right ankle, grab onto right ankle. Inhale, pick left foot out. Continue to lift armpit up skywards. Ribcage up away from the armpit shoulder. Using your strong legs to help you lift your weight up as well. Release left foot down and come all the way down. Coming into standing series. Starting off light. And in Forrest Yoga standing series, this series of standing poses can go up to 20 on one side. So it's very exhausting on one leg, so I'm just gonna prep you for that. Let's see how this feels like, alright? Step right foot to the back and come into Warrior 2. We're coming into Warrior 2 with shoulder shrugs. Listen carefully. The first one have holding of the breath. The second and third don't have. The third one use elbows to help you. The first and second, you don't use your arms at all. Let's see how this feels like, alright? Take a deep inhale, lift. Take a deep inhale down into the upper back. Hold the breath, shoulders straight up, straight back. Exhale, squeeze top tip of your shoulder blades together and drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Exhale, squeeze middle tip of your shoulder blades together and drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Now use your elbows. Exhale, squeeze bottom tip of the shoulder blades together and drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Hold the breath. Shoulders straight up, straight back. Exhale, squeeze top tip of your shoulder blades together. Drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Exhale, squeeze middle tip of your shoulder blades together and drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Exhale, use elbows. Squeeze bottom tip of your shoulder blades together and drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Arms up towards the side and come into reverse warrior. Reach right arm up, stretching out and opening up the right side of your ribcage. Exhale into reverse warrior. Now check out your back arms. The back hands is not pressing onto your knees, it's above or on top, above or below your knees. Big inhale, down into the side ribs. Exhale, feel for the space that you're creating around your ribcage. Release and come back up. Come into reverse warrior. What reverse warrior? Triangle pose. Straighten up the front knee. Front hand onto front shin, reach back arm up. Some of us will need to readjust the back foot to a smaller stance. Take a deep inhale, lift ribs up and away from the pelvis. And exhale, relax the shoulders down the back. Now take a deep inhale down into your feet. Exhale, press the mount of the big toes into the ground. So if you don't know where the mount of the big toes is where your balls of the feet is, the big toe side. Come into half moon or quarter moon. Left hand in front of left foot, move it a little bit towards the left. For those of us who are beginners in this, take your block, put it underneath the shoulder. Left hand onto the block. Lift right leg up. Lift right arm up. If you need to down level even more, put both hands down onto the ground. So take whichever variation that you are comfortable with. Bend the back knee. For those coming into quarter moon, bend the back knee and grab hold of the back foot. Pull the heel towards the butt to open up the quads instead of going into a back bend. Huge inhale. Down into your ribs. Now exhale, relax if it is available, just relax the front of your hip. For those of us in this quarter moon pose. Release and come into vertical splits. Hands down towards the ground, 1 foot away from the ground. Wrap the arms here, wrap the shoulders here. Bow the body over the front thigh and reach back leg up. Huge inhale down into your standing leg. And exhale, press the foot into the ground and lift back leg up. Release and come into pyramid pose. Step the back foot down and readjust the foot into a warrior one stance. Straighten up the front knee. Hands can be on either side of the front foot, on your shin or on your thighs. Take a deep inhale. Lift your belly, chest away from the hip. So if you are rounding here to put your hands down, it might be better if you want to stretch out the hamstring to lengthen up. Grow the spine long as you come down. Sometimes that is not available. You can put hands onto a block to lengthen up some more. You'll feel the length in the spine. Take a deep inhale down into your legs. Exhale, press the mount of the big toes into the ground. And check out the kind of feeling that you get in your legs when you do that. Twisting triangle. Right hand can be down on the ground or outside of the foot. For those more flexible people, for those of us who are less flexible and you need to use a block, put the block underneath your right hand, lift left arm out. So again, if you cannot find a block, you can use a water bottle or whatever you can get at home. Huge inhale, lift chest and belly away from the hip. Exhale, release into the twist. Release your twisting triangle. Come into a twisting warrior. Bend the front knee, readjust the back foot away from you. Lift right arm out. Inhale, reach right arm out. Form a fist with the right hand. You cannot see my face in the camera. Exhale, hook right elbow outside left foot, left thigh, and press palm into fist. Big inhale here. Push elbow into thigh to lift ribs up and away from thigh. Exhale, open up the chest. Revolve, open the chest. And release, come into a nomad's pose or your half splits. We call these nomad's pose because it's different from half splits. The front foot, let me move back a little bit. The front foot is actually pressing onto the ground, so you can get this stretch on the front of your ankle here. Huge inhale, lift. Again, there is a tendency for us to round the back here to touch the hands down onto the ground. If that is your practice and you want to get more flexible in the hamstring, it's not wrong to actually round the back in your forward fold. Rounding of the back in forward fold stretches out your spine, the muscles along the spine and your back. If you want to get more of the hamstring, feel for lengthening belly and chest away. So instead of here, lift. Then fold and hinge from this point. Use a block to help you for those of us who are a little bit more tight in the hamstring. Breathe in into your foot. Exhale, press the mount of the big toes and the mount of the little toes down into the ground. And feel for what is going on at the back of the thighs here. Come into pigeon pose. Bend the front foot in and come down into pigeon. Ground down to the left sit bone. There is a tendency for us to do this pose with the knee going up towards the side. Move the knee back towards the center, just coming straight out from the hip socket. Then ground down to your sit bone. Move this back knee away from you. And once you got that stretch going on in the hip and the outer edge of your thigh, take a deep inhale. Lift chest, ribs away from the pelvis. Then exhale, come down. And release, come back to standing. Just make your way to standing. And we go over to the other side. So left leg step back into warrior 2. I'm going to do it facing the camera so y'all can see what's going on. So once we are back up into warrior 2, come into shoulder shrugs. Hands down by the side of your body. Take a deep inhale down into the upper back. Hold the breath. Shoulders straight up, straight back. Exhale, squeeze. Top tip of shoulder blades together and drag it down. Now when I first do this pose, I actually cannot feel where the top tip of the shoulder blades is or the middle tip or the lower tip. But it gets you to feel those parts as you go on. So if you cannot feel them or if you think that this move is boring, just do it and feel for like what's going on in the upper back. Now take a deep inhale down into your upper back, up into your upper back. Exhale, squeeze middle tip of your shoulder blades together and drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Using elbows, exhale, squeeze bottom tip of shoulder blades together, drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Hold the breath, shoulders straight up, straight back. Exhale, squeeze top tip shoulder blades together and drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Exhale, squeeze middle tip of shoulder blades together, drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Exhale, squeeze bottom tip of your shoulder blades together, drag it down. Inhale, spread upper back. Arms up into warrior 2, coming into reverse. Reach left arm out. Inhale, spread the ribs. Exhale into reverse. There is a tendency when we come into reverse warrior to straighten up the front knee. Rebend the front knee and slide the front thigh forward. Huge inhale down into your feet. Exhale, press the mount of the big toes into the ground. Release, come back up and come into triangle pose. Straighten up the front knee. Front hand onto front shin, reach back arm up. Coming into your half moon pose. Left hand, right hand in front of right foot. Moving it a little bit towards the right. Leaning towards the right and right foot, right hand. Lift left leg up, lift left arm up. Make variation for yourself. If you need to use a block, use a block. Then those of us who are coming into quarter moon, bend the back knee and grab hold of the back foot with your left hand. Huge inhale down into the hips. And exhale, send the thigh bone away from you. Coming into vertical splits, hands down towards ground, turbo dog your arms, wrap the armpit. So when we say wrap the armpit in Forrest Yoga, we are talking about activating the armpit muscle to draw the elbows in towards the midline. A huge inhale into your feet. Exhale, push your standing foot into the ground and lift the back foot out. Release and come down into pyramid pose. Let me readjust myself back to the center of towards the front of the mat. Pyramid pose. Your feet is in warrior one stance. Hands on the ground, on your shin or thigh. Inhale, lift ribs away from pelvis. Exhale, come down. Now take a deep inhale down into your feet. Exhale, press the mount of the big toes down into ground. It really feels different when you learn how to press your feet into the ground, and you'll get there's a lot more opening on the hamstrings here, rather than you just put the foot down on the ground and you're not pushing down. Twisting triangle, left hand down, right hand up. For those of us who need a block, put the block under. Big inhale. Lengthen both sides of your body long. And exhale into the twist. Release and come into twisting warrior. Readjust the back foot into warrior one stance. Inhale, pick left arm up. Make a fist with left hand, hook left elbow outside the foot, outside the thigh. Then right palm onto fist. Huge inhale, traction ribcage forward using your elbows. Exhale, open up the chest. Release and come down into nomad's pose. Lower back knee down, straighten up the front knee, and press the four corners of your foot down into the ground. Huge inhale, lift chest, belly away from your pelvis. And exhale, either come down or continue lengthening while you tip forward. Inhale down into the front foot. Exhale, press the mount and the pinky toe side of the mount into the ground. Feeling for what is going on at the back of the thighs when you press your foot down into the ground this way. Release and come into pigeon pose. Front knee coming straight out from the hip socket. Send the back knee away from you. Ground down to the right sit bone here. Inhale, lift chest, belly away from the pelvis. And exhale, come down. And release. Come back up and find a wall. If you don't have a wall, you can use no, you will need a wall. If you cannot find a wall, I got one solution for you, because I also do not have a wall. So my solution for you is to actually find a door. And I am quite confident that the door is able to hold the weight up, because our door is usually solid wood. I hope yours is a solid wood as well. If not, you go and find a wall, or you can try a sofa variation of this. Come into downward dog on the wall. First, measure your hip length, your leg length away from the wall. So my leg length ends up here. This is where I am going to place the line, the ending of my palms. Alright? So once you got that, flip yourself over. Come into a downward dog. And from downward dog, inhale, pick your right foot against your right butt. Exhale, push the foot into the wall or door, your door here, and step up. Press the feet into the ground and straighten up the knees. Take a deep inhale, lift pelvis and ribs off the shoulder. Push the ground away from you, exhale, relax your neck. And gently step back down. Next, we are coming into vertical splits on the wall. So if you got not enough hamstring length, this is going to look not much like a splits, but you still get a lot out of it. If you are more flexible, go towards the wall. If you are less flexible like me, step away from the wall and lift. Left foot up against the wall. Push the soles of the foot into the ground, the balls of the foot into the wall, and straighten up the standing knee as much as you can. Release this side. Switching over towards the other side, same thing here. Take a deep inhale, lift right foot against the wall. Exhale, push your foot into the door or the wall. Straighten up the knee as much as you can. And gently release. Coming into what we call a suspended lift. This time round, step. We start with left foot as well also. Step left foot into the wall. Push the foot into the wall so much that you can lift the bottom leg off the ground. Reaching the foot towards the ground. Release the foot down, step down. Let's try the other side. Right foot up against the wall. And exhale, push foot into wall, push hands into ground, lift left foot off the ground. Release, come on down. Coming into a forward bend on the wall. Sit your sit bone onto the wall. Your feet is about 1 foot, 2 foot distance away from the wall. And from here, inhale, lengthen out the spine. And exhale, come down. So you move and explore how this pose feels like for the hamstrings here. Some of us will get a deeper hamstring stretch. Some of us might not. So you need to maybe move the foot forward more to feel the stretch more. And gently push your hands against your wall to lift the butt off the wall. And come back up. Our next pose is handstand splits on the wall. So our next pose is handstand splits on the wall. So in a space like mine where I have very constricted space, I cannot do a full handstand split. You do it this way, alright? Hands down onto ground. Step 1 foot up into handstand. So Jane, if you're watching this, swing the top, push so strongly with the bottom leg and swing the top leg out like you're kicking your enemy in the face. Let's push and come up. Okay, once you are in handstand, send 1 foot forward into a split. Oops, I need to move further away from the wall. And gently step back down. Take another forward fold onto the wall. Butt onto wall. And send chest down and front over the thighs. Head down, neck relax. Come back up. You still got your handstand splits on the other side. Now those of us who are not doing this, you do suspended lift again. Step up into handstand. And send right foot this time round for me towards the front into a splits. And once you're ready, step back down. Back onto the mat and come down onto your back with a strap. Coming into splits on the back. So lay down onto your back. Straighten up right foot and lift left leg up. Now for those of us with hamstring tightness, it's useful to use a strap to put it on the soles of the foot and pull against the strap, and while you straighten up the knee. This will create a little bit of resistance onto the hamstring. Then as you exhale, move deeper into the splits. check out what your neck and shoulders is doing. So if you are tensing up, shoulder away from the ear, relax your shoulder, relax your neck. Release, go towards the right foot. So right foot goes onto the strap, then left foot down onto the mat. Big inhale, push, foot against strap. Exhale, pull the strap towards you. And more flexible people can just hold on to the foot. And gently release. Lay down onto your back for Shavasana. Hands by the side of your hip. Palm facing up skywards. Relax your whole body down to the ground and let the ground carry you. Feel for the weight of your arms and legs. Relax your facial muscles here. Relax the muscles around the eyeballs. And finally, relax your jaw. If you want a longer class, pause the video. And for those of us who are ready to get up, start to take a deeper breath. Bringing awareness back onto hands and legs. And gently roll over to your right and pick yourself up with a relaxed neck. Use right hand to cradle the neck up, head up. Hands to your heart center. Bow the head down towards your heart. I hope this class actually brightens up your spirit with all the inversions that is going on at the wall. Remember, beginners, don't freak out when you go upside down. There is something you can do here. And for the rest of us, use this inversion energy to brighten you up. Wash your energy clean. It helps. Just feel for how it feels like before you go into an inversion and how it feels like after you come out from the inversion. I bow to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you and take care. Bye bye.